They walked into that courtroom like fighters stepping into a ring. But by the end of day 2, the gloves were off, and NASCAR smashed 2,311, racing harder than anyone expected. This isn't some small dispute. This is about a rocket engine stock car company, co-owned by a legend being accused of using muscle to kill competition. And trust me, the numbers and the testimony hit like a full-speed crash. Picture this. Denny Hamlin, longtime driver, serious racer, in the witness stand for more than 3 hours. They called it contentious. I call it a cage match of truth. Hamlin didn't hold back. He said that since launching their team with Michael Jordan in 2020, they've poured in about $100 million just to get 2,311 racing off the ground. $100 million. That's not a hobby. That's war chest money. And the cost brutal. The first charter they bought cost $4.7 million. The second, $13.5 million. The third, a jaw-dropping $28 million. That's nearly $50 million just for the right to race. But it doesn't stop there. Hamlin dropped a bomb. It costs about $20 million per season to run one single car. That's one car, not two, not three. One. And that doesn't even touch the driver's salary or all the behind-the-scenes business stuff. Let that sink in. If a charter only brings in around $12.5 million, teams are losing more than $7.5 million before they even race. Hamlin paints the picture clearly. That is what's destroying teams. It's not passion or bad luck. It's a system stacked so heavily against smaller owners, they never had a chance. Then came the cross-examination by NASCAR's attorney, Lawrence Buterman. He came swinging. He asked, "Why is 2,311 demanding $25 million in damages when that would still be a big return on investment?" Hamlin hesitated. "We want to be made whole for what you did to us." That line echoed through the courtroom, but the pressure kept coming. Buterman pulled up old emails, messages where Hamlin told Jordan the charter system and the new Next-G car made it the perfect time to invest. Yet now, those same things are part of the big monopoly. Hamlin pushed back hard. He said he believed NASCAR when they promised operating costs would drop by 40%. Instead, costs blew up, not down. And now all that promise stands on quicksand. Then things got personal. NASCAR's lawyer pointed out that on racing podcasts, Hamlin would rave about how great everything was. So why say the opposite under oath? Hamlin paused, then dropped a bombshell. "What I do publicly is put out positive messages. That's my job. You give me talking points. I say it to make fans feel happy." In other words, he admitted he couldn't speak the truth publicly because NASCAR threatened him. He mentioned how NASCAR would call teams to the hauler for technical inspections if they dared say something negative. He told the lawyer plainly, "NASCAR can essentially dictate how I do." When asked if fans should trust what he says publicly, Hamlin shrugged. He repeated, "If he's negative in public, things go bad for me at the racetrack." Moments like that crack the illusion of glamour. That's real pressure, real fear. And then he dropped this memory. A lunch in 2023 with Jim France, NASCAR's chairman, sitting alone at a Nashville restaurant. Hamlin decided to sit down and talk charter negotiations off the record. France allegedly told him, it should only cost $10 million per year to run a car, not $20 million. Hamlin looked at him and said, "We've cut this grass so short, we're down to the dirt." He asked France how he could ever recover his investment if budgets were slashed in half. France had no answer. None. That's when Hamlin said he realized he couldn't sign the new charter deal. He felt it would limit his team's future. In his view, choosing not to sign was the only option because something didn't feel right. NASCAR responded firmly. Their attorney pointed out financial decisions within Hamlin and Jordan's team to raise questions about how the organization was being run. The courtroom reacted with surprise, but Hamlin stayed calm and simply said, "Me and Michael, we want to win." Jordan sat in the front row throughout the testimony. Observers noted that he appeared, engaged, and often reacted with interest, almost as if he were watching an intense moment in the sport's history unfold right in front of him. Later, NASCAR's chief strategy officer, Scott Prime, took the stand. Under questioning, he acknowledged that NASCAR had taken steps over the years to maintain control of the stock car racing landscape. Internal emails from past years were discussed, showing concerns about other racing series possibly entering the market. Contracts with certain racetracks were also mentioned. including agreements that limited other series from hosting events. Prime also spoke about conversations within NASCAR's leadership regarding the direction of the sport and how decisions were being made. Some messages suggested that the organization wanted to preserve stability, while others expressed frustration about progress and competitiveness. When asked about the financial structure between NASCAR and the teams, Prime agreed that teams had raised valid points about revenue distribution. However, at times, he also described his role as focused on presentations and planning rather than direct contract decisions. The exchange grew tense when the discussion shifted to his salary. One attorney commented on the amount in relation to his described responsibilities. Prime responded that this was simply a matter of perspective. By that point, the jury had heard enough to understand the core issue. Not just the numbers and contracts, but the larger question of how decisions were made and who held the power. And the trial isn't over. More major team owners are scheduled to testify, along with key leaders from NASCAR. Their perspectives may shed even more light on how the sport reached this moment. One thing is clear: this case is about more than a single team or a single contract. It's about the future of competition in the sport, and about whether the system supports fairness and growth for everyone involved. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more intense, the next phase of testimony revealed that this case is uncovering deep disagreements within the world of stock car racing disagreements that could shape its future.